Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. We all face struggles in life. Some are personal, some are shared, and some shake the very foundation of our existence. But in every hardship, in every dark moment, there is one thing that has the power to pull us through hope. Hope is not the absence of struggle, it is the strength to keep going despite it. It is the belief that even when we are down, we are not defeated, that even when the night is long, the dawn will come. History is filled with stories of those who have endured immense challenges, leaders who faced injustice, families who rebuilt after loss, individuals who refused to give up. Their common thread, they held on to hope. Hope gives us courage. It fuels resilience. It helps us see beyond the present pain to a future where healing and success are possible. But hope is not just something we wait for, it is something we create. We cultivate it through our actions, our mindset, and our willingness to keep moving forward. So, in the face of struggle, choose hope, not because it is easy, but because it is powerful, because it has the ability to transform obstacles into opportunities, to turn wounds into wisdom, and to turn pain into purpose. No matter what you are facing today, hold on to hope. It may not remove the struggle, but it will give you the strength to rise above it. Hope is more than just a feeling, it is a necessity for survival, especially in difficult times. When we face challenges, setbacks, or overwhelming struggles, hope becomes a light that keeps us moving forward. It is the quiet but powerful force that tells us this is not the end, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Difficult times test us in ways we never expected. They push us to our limits, making us question our strength, our purpose, and sometimes even our worth. In moments like these, it is easy to feel lost, to believe that things will never get better. But hope is what reminds us that pain is temporary and that change is possible. It allows us to endure, to persevere, and to find meaning even in the darkest moments. Hope does not mean ignoring reality. It does not mean pretending that struggles do not exist or that everything will magically be okay overnight. Instead, hope acknowledges hardship while choosing to believe that better days lie ahead. It is the foundation of resilience, the fuel that keeps people fighting for their dreams, their families, and their futures. History has shown us the power of hope in action. Great leaders, activists, and everyday people who have faced injustice, loss, and despair found strength in hope. It allowed them to push through obstacles that seemed insurmountable. It gave them the courage to stand up when everything else was pushing them down. Even in our personal lives, hope plays a crucial role. Think of the times you have faced challenges, whether it was a personal loss, a financial crisis, or a difficult situation at work or school. What kept you moving forward? What stopped you from giving up? It was hope. Hope that things could change, that the pain would pass, that there was still a reason to keep going. When we nurture hope, we nurture our ability to rise above struggles. It gives us the perspective to see beyond the present moment, to understand that hardship is not the end of our story, but just a chapter in it. Hope helps us find solutions instead of dwelling on problems. It inspires us to take action, to lean on others for support, and to keep believing in ourselves even when circumstances seem overwhelming. Many people mistakenly believe that hope means living without difficulties, that it is a shield protecting us from pain or hardship. But the truth is, hope does not eliminate struggle, it exists alongside it. Hope is not the absence of struggle, rather, it is the strength that carries us through it. Struggles are an inevitable part of life. No one is immune to challenges, whether they come in the form of personal loss, financial difficulties, health issues, or emotional battles. Sometimes these struggles feel relentless, making it seem as though we are drowning in problems with no way out. It is in these moments that hope becomes our greatest ally, not because it removes the burden, but because it gives us the courage to carry it. Hope is what allows people to keep going even when everything seems against them. It is the inner voice that whispers, "Keep pushing forward," even when we are exhausted. It does not deny the presence of pain or suffering, but it refuses to let them have the final say. Without hope, struggles can consume us, leaving us feeling defeated, broken, and powerless. With hope, however, even the most difficult moments can be endured. Think about those who have faced overwhelming challenges and still managed to rise above them. People who fought through illness, who endured heartbreak, who lost everything and still rebuilt their lives. What kept them going? It was hope, the belief that despite their struggles, a better future was still possible. Their pain did not vanish overnight, but hope gave them the strength to take one more step, to keep trying, to refuse to give up. Hope does not mean that we will never face hardships again. It does not guarantee an easy life. Instead, it provides us with the resilience to weather the storms that come our way. It teaches us to see beyond temporary setbacks, to focus on solutions rather than problems, and to trust that even in the darkest nights, the dawn will come. At its core, hope is about perspective. Two people can face the same difficulty. One might see it as an ending, while the other sees it as an opportunity for growth. The difference is hope. It helps us reinterpret struggles not as signs of defeat, but as challenges that can make us stronger. Hope empowers us to look at our circumstances and say, "This is tough, but I will get through it." When we embrace hope in the face of struggle, we are not denying reality. We are acknowledging the hardships but refusing to let them define us. We are choosing to believe that setbacks are not permanent and that challenges are not unbeatable. Hope does not promise an easy road, but it promises that we are not walking it in vain. Throughout history, hope has been the driving force behind some of the most incredible victories and transformations the world has ever seen. It has been the foundation of movements, revolutions, and personal triumphs. Time and time again, individuals and communities have faced overwhelming odds, yet it was hope that gave them the strength to persevere, fight, and ultimately succeed. When we look at history, we see that some of the greatest leaders, activists, and visionaries were those who clung to hope even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. Hope was the fuel behind the civil rights movement, where people like Martin Luther King Jr. stood against deep-rooted injustice, believing in a future where equality would prevail. It was hope that inspired Mahatma Gandhi to lead a nonviolent resistance against colonial rule, proving that even the mightiest empires could be challenged through perseverance and faith in change. In times of war and oppression, hope has been the secret weapon of those who refuse to give in. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison under a system designed to break him, yet he held on to hope for a free and unified South Africa. That very hope sustained him and millions of others, leading to the dismantling of apartheid and the birth of a new era for his nation. Hope was not just a passive wish, it was the force that kept people moving forward, despite the pain and setbacks they endured. Hope has not only shaped nations, but has also been the foundation of personal victories. Consider the stories of inventors, scientists, and explorers who failed countless times before achieving success. Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed attempts at creating the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His belief in the possibility of success, his hope paved the way for one of the most transformative inventions in human history. Even in the face of natural disasters and global crises, hope has led to incredible human resilience. Communities devastated by earthquakes, hurricanes, and wars have rebuilt because of the unshakable hope that life can and will improve. After World War II, entire cities were reduced to rubble, Yet hope gave people the courage to rebuild, to create new opportunities, and to believe in a future better than the past. The lesson history teaches us is clear: hope is not just wishful thinking. It is the force that propels people to act, to fight, to push forward even when everything seems against them. Without hope, change would never come. Without hope, victories big and small would never be possible. Every major achievement in human history, whether in social justice, science, innovation, or personal triumph, has been built on the foundation of hope. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to move forward despite it. Hope is what gives us that courage. When life presents us with challenges that seem too big to overcome, when fear grips our hearts and tells us to quit, hope whispers, keep going. It is the silent force that fuels bravery, allowing people to stand tall even in the face of adversity. Hope gives us the courage to take risks. Every great achievement, whether personal or historical, has required someone to take a leap of faith. Entrepreneurs start businesses with no guarantee of success. Artists create without knowing if their work will be appreciated, and scientists push boundaries despite countless failures. They do so because they believe in the possibility of success. That belief, hope, gives them the courage to act even when doubt tries to hold them back. Hope also gives us the courage to endure hardships. Life is unpredictable and hardships can come when we least expect them. Losing a job, facing a serious illness, or going through personal loss can leave us feeling powerless. But hope reminds us that pain is temporary, that difficulties can be overcome, and that we are stronger than we think. It helps us rise each day, even when we feel like giving up. One of the greatest examples of hope giving courage can be seen in the lives of those who fight for justice and change. Civil rights activists, freedom fighters, and leaders of social movements all faced extreme opposition, yet they pressed on. The courage to stand up against oppression, to march in the streets, to speak out against injustice, all of it was fueled by hope. They believed that a better world was possible, even when the odds were stacked against them. Hope also allows us to step outside of our comfort zones. Many people hesitate to chase their dreams because of fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. But hope gives us the courage to take the first step. It encourages students to apply to colleges they once thought were out of reach. It gives athletes the strength to train harder after a loss, and it inspires everyday individuals to chase goals that seem impossible. Even in personal relationships, hope gives us the courage to trust, to forgive, and to love again after heartbreak. It allows us to believe in second chances, to see the good in people, and to hold on to the idea that no matter how broken things may seem, they can be mended. Hope is the foundation of every courageous act. It turns fear into determination, doubt into perseverance, and despair into action. Without hope, courage would wither and progress would come to a halt. But with hope, people find the strength to push forward, to rise after falling, and to believe in the possibility of something better. Hope is not just something that magically appears when times are tough. It is something we must actively cultivate. It is a mindset, a habit, and a conscious decision we make every day. Some people believe that hope is either something you have or you don't, but the truth is that hope is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Even in the darkest of times, we have the ability to create hope, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. One of the most important ways we create hope is through perspective. The way we interpret our struggles can either strengthen or weaken our sense of hope. Two people can go through the same difficult situation. One may see it as an ending, while the other sees it as a stepping stone to something greater. It all comes down to mindset. When we choose to look at setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than permanent failures, we open ourselves up to hope. We remind ourselves that challenges are just part of the journey, not the end of the road. Another way to create hope is through action. Hope is not just about waiting for things to get better, it's about taking steps toward making them better. People who are hopeful do not just sit back and wish for change, they work toward it. A student struggling in school can create hope by seeking help and studying harder. Someone facing financial hardship can create hope by developing new skills or looking for new opportunities. Even in situations where we have no control over the outcome, taking small positive actions, practicing gratitude, reaching out for support, or setting goals can help strengthen our hope. Hope is also built through connection with others. We often find hope in the people around us, our family, friends, mentors, and even strangers who inspire us. When we see others overcoming difficulties, it reminds us that we can do the same. Encouraging words, acts of kindness, and simply knowing that we are not alone in our struggles can ignite hope within us. Likewise, we have the power to create hope for others. A simple act of kindness, a supportive conversation, or sharing a personal story of perseverance can help someone else find the strength to keep going. Faith in something greater than ourselves, whether it be in a higher power, in humanity, or in the idea that things will improve, also plays a role in creating hope. Many people find hope through spirituality, believing that their struggles have meaning and that they are part of a bigger plan. Others find hope in human resilience, in the idea that no matter how bad things get, people have an incredible ability to adapt, heal, and rebuild. Creating hope also involves looking for sources of inspiration. Books, music, speeches, and stories of triumph can serve as reminders that challenges can be overcome. Watching someone else rise from hardship can plant a seed of hope within us, showing us that if they could do it, so can we. Hope is not just a passive feeling, it is an active choice. We create it by shifting our perspective, taking action, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, and seeking inspiration in the world around us. It is a force we build within ourselves, shaping the way we face challenges and navigate life's uncertainties. Pain is one of life's most difficult experiences. It can come in many forms: loss, failure, heartbreak, or disappointment. When we go through painful moments, it can feel as though we are drowning in suffering, unable to see a way forward. But hope has a unique power. It can transform pain into purpose. It can turn even the deepest wounds into a source of strength, growth, and meaning. At first, pain can feel overwhelming, as though it serves no purpose other than to break us down. But when we choose hope, we begin to see pain differently. Instead of viewing it as something that simply happens to us, we can start to see it as something that can shape us into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate people. Hope allows us to look beyond the immediate suffering and ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? How can this experience be used for something greater? Many of the world's greatest leaders, activists, and changemakers found their purpose through pain. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years of imprisonment, but instead of letting bitterness consume him, he used his suffering as fuel to fight for peace and justice in South Africa. Malala Yousafzai was nearly killed for advocating for girls' education. Yet she turned her pain into a global movement that has given millions of young girls access to learning. Their pain could have destroyed them, but through hope, they transformed their struggles into something meaningful. On a personal level, many people who have experienced loss or hardship find purpose in helping others who have gone through similar struggles. Someone who has battled a serious illness might become an advocate for medical research or support groups. A person who has experienced poverty may dedicate their life to helping others rise out of financial hardship. Even those who have suffered personal heartbreak often find purpose in using their experience to encourage and uplift others. In this way, pain is not wasted, it becomes a tool for change, both within ourselves and in the world around us. Hope helps us see that pain, is not the end of our story. It reminds us that even in suffering, there is potential for something greater. Many people who have gone through difficult times later look back and realize that their struggles led them to new opportunities, new perspectives, and even a greater appreciation for life. The things that once seemed unbearable often become the very experiences that shape our character, deepen our empathy, and give us a reason to keep moving forward. Hope also allows us to endure the process of healing. Healing does not happen overnight, it takes time, patience, and resilience. But when we hold on to hope, we begin to see that our pain does not define us, it is just one part of our journey. We learn that, although we may carry scars, those scars can become symbols of our strength rather than reminders of our suffering. Through hope, we gain the ability to transform even our darkest moments into something meaningful. Instead of being trapped by our pain, we learn to use it as a stepping stone towards something greater. Hope does not erase the past, but it gives us the power to shape our future, turning our struggles into a source of strength, wisdom, and purpose. Hope is not just an emotion, it is a choice. Every day we face situations that test our strength, our patience, and our belief in ourselves. In these moments, we have two options: to surrender to despair or to choose hope. When we choose hope, we empower ourselves to take control of our circumstances, to rise above challenges, and to shape our future rather than simply endure it. Choosing hope means refusing to be defined by our struggles. Life is unpredictable, and hardships are inevitable. We may face failures in our careers, difficulties in our relationships, or personal setbacks that shake our confidence. But when we choose hope, we acknowledge that failure is not final and that difficult seasons are temporary. We give ourselves permission to keep going, to learn, and to grow. Hope empowers us to say, "This is not the end. I have the strength to move forward." Hope is a powerful motivator. It gives us the energy to take action even when we feel discouraged. When we believe that something better is possible, we work toward it. A hopeful student studies harder because they believe they can succeed. A hopeful entrepreneur keeps pushing forward despite obstacles because they believe in their vision. A hopeful patient continues treatment because they believe in the possibility of healing. When we choose hope, we push past limitations and keep striving for the life we want. Choosing hope also strengthens our resilience. It does not mean ignoring difficulties, but rather facing them with the belief that we can overcome them. Resilience is built when we refuse to let hardships break us. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, we see them as stepping stones. Each challenge we overcome reinforces the idea that we are capable, that we are strong, and that we can handle whatever comes our way. Hope turns pain into perseverance and setbacks into comebacks. Beyond personal empowerment, choosing hope also impacts those around us. Our attitude and mindset influence the people in our lives, our families, friends, and communities. When we choose hope, we inspire others to do the same. A hopeful leader encourages their team to keep pushing forward. A hopeful parent teaches their child to believe in themselves. A hopeful friend reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is still light ahead. Hope is contagious. When we embrace it, we spread it to others. Hope also allows us to dream big. It frees us from self-imposed limitations and fear. When we choose hope, we stop doubting our abilities and start imagining possibilities. We begin to believe that our goals are achievable, that our dreams are worth pursuing, and that we are capable of more than we ever thought possible. The greatest achievements in history, from groundbreaking inventions to social movements, were driven by individuals who chose hope over fear. Finally, choosing hope reminds us that we are never truly alone. Even when life feels overwhelming, hope connects us to others who have walked similar paths. It reminds us that help is available, that support is within reach, and that brighter days are ahead. Hope does not erase difficulties, but it empowers us to face them with strength, courage, and determination. Hope is not just a comforting thought, it is a force that transforms lives. It gives us the strength to endure, the courage to rise, and the belief that no matter how difficult today may be, tomorrow holds new possibilities. Hope has shaped history, empowered individuals, and turned pain into purpose. It is something we must choose, nurture, and share with others. As we move forward in life, let us hold on to hope not just in moments of struggle, but in every step we take. Let us be the ones who see the light in the darkest times, who inspire others with our resilience, and who believe that better days are always ahead. No matter what challenges come our way, hope reminds us that we are not defined by our struggles, but by how we rise above them. So, let us choose hope. Let us embrace it, live by it, and spread it. Because when we do, we don't just change our own lives, we change the world around us.